Hello and welcome back to my channel and my closet. If you are new here and you have not watched any of my previous videos, I have been working on my closet and basically just making it a space that's more functional for my husband and myself. I have painted it as of last week, almost 4 full days that it's been painted. So I think at this point I am going to start installing the rod pieces and then cutting down the rods. I am reusing the pieces, the ones that go on the wall, along with the rods from the previous closet. So I'm not purchasing anything else new, but I want to show you something real quick. I realized as I was watching the paint dry, literally, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in real life, in the caulk lines, there you go, you can see that a little bit. There are small, tiny little cracks going up and down. And I'm honestly not sure if this is paint related. I did use bare cabinet trim and door paint, or if this is related to the caulk. I caulked this a few days before I painted. Like this one was a whole day before. And then this right here, I caulked day of painting. So it cracked in various different spots. I don't even honestly care. This is going to be covered up by the clothes. I'm not worried about it. So I'm just going to proceed on with the next step. Ideally, if this bothers you, you would have to, apparently, according to ChatGPT and research, remove the caulk, re-caulk, let it dry, and then repaint with the primer and then paint with the actual paint. So that's a lot of work. And I am tired of the mess. And I was just telling my husband this morning, like, I can't find any of my stretchy pants anymore. And so I am dressed like I'm going on a date or into the office, potentially into the office. I could be going into the office like this if jean jackets were allowed. But yeah, so I need this closet to be done. We need to move stuff in here. Also, side note, I painted this door behind me horribly. My husband was like, "What did you do?" I'm not a painter. I don't know. But it's really bad apparently. And I was going back and forth on, should I paint it? Should I not paint it? Are we even going to keep this door? And we've decided to just actually remove it. The closet's going to look so nice now that we're better organized in this thing. So I don't think we need a door, and it'll allow for fresh air to actually circulate because this is a closed space. There's no air coming through. So that's coming down this week too. So here we are. So here I am installing, as I mentioned, the little rod holders into the closet. On my husband's side, I had pre-installed or pre-drilled the holes, so I literally just had to screw in the pieces back in, and I tried to be consistent with how I screwed in the pieces. So like the closed hole loop thing goes on one wall and the open one goes on the other, just on both sides to make it consistent. Is anybody gonna care? Probably not, but it made a difference to me. And here is a second day, obviously, because now I have found my stretchy pants, and I was working on getting stuff together. Let's see if it fits. Almost. It needs to be a sliver off. Does it fit in any other? So it didn't fit where I measured for, but it fits in here. So I guess I'll leave it in here and just measure better. Measured again and cutting again, and maybe this one's better, maybe not. Let's see if this one fits in that spot nicely. Whoops, sorry. Let's see if it fits, because I've done this like 3 times now and sweating. Thank God. Just want to document the mess in my room right now before I start putting stuff in the closet. So my husband's stuff, a lot of my stuff, and then I'm about to put this into the closet, see how it looks. And then my husband's stuff that some of it is he's keeping, some of it's going away, and then his mess over there. So all of this by the end of this weekend should be nice and clean. Fingers crossed. Just a quick little update on the closet. I painted last Sunday, today is Friday, and I've been going back and forth on whether I should paint or not. And as I'm installing the rods, I noticed, and it's very faint, I hope you can see it, this line right here. I've been going back and forth on whether I should paint a second coat or not. And after seeing this, like there's a couple different lines, like there's one right there. They're hard to see, but now I'm being nitpicky and I'm like, okay, if this is happening just from installing some rods and putting a drill down, I would be pissed off if I was actually putting clothes on here and or shoes in there, and it was all smudged and crazy looking. Now it's possible, the paint does say it takes about 7 days to cure. It's possible it just hasn't cured yet. But even so, I don't know that a second coat is going to hurt anything. So I'm just gonna quickly do a second coat, mainly on these shelves on the bottom here, because I see that there was some rough texture, and on these shoe racks. Everything else, like the walls and everything, should be fine. I'm sure it's going to take longer than what I'm anticipating, but let's do it. Because I was doing just a second coat and it wasn't for perfection or anything, this did go pretty quickly. I want to say it was about an hour, not even. It was like 45 minutes, and I was done with all the shelves. I didn't, like I mentioned, paint the walls or anything else, just the bottom of the shelves where things are going to be actually sitting on. But went fast. Sorry for the noise, but second coat for all high traffic areas has been put on. I should have really done this earlier this week, but I just really was hoping that it wasn't going to be a big deal until I saw the scratches over here, and I was like, no, I'm going to be so angry if I'm putting stuff, especially for what I'm thinking of doing with the bottom ones on both sides to help with the laundry problem. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. This is where it is. As part of this closet overhaul, I am also overhauling the process for taking care of my youngest daughter's clothes. She had been using this dresser that's behind me for the longest, but I purchased a smaller dresser for her room, and we are organizing her closet as well to make sure that my bedroom stays a little cleaner. A whole basket full of clothes to go upstairs, and then I have to go through my stuff and figure out what I am, well, not figure out, but put it away basically. But slowly but surely, this is just gonna be much cleaner. All right, I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I promise you. So you start a little bit like...
Shall I hold the door?
No, it's okay. Well, yeah, you can hold it, but we're gonna start like this one. Yeah, we're gonna remove the whole thing, but the rest we're gonna keep it pieces by pieces. Don't move it, okay?
Okay.
I may have to move it. Almost dropped my screw. Okay, that's it. Oakley. And there's your door. That's your door.
Bye, door. It's been a pleasure. Wow. After the door, my husband was able to help me install the new light fixture that I bought off of Amazon. I can link it down below if anyone's interested in looking at that listing as well. And my husband, just an FYI, is not an electrician, but he has installed many a light bulb, so he is just going through and installing a light bulb. There was a piece of drywall that fell on down from, I guess, the light bulb. I don't know. I've never installed this. And I was hoping to actually install this myself, but he was available, and I'm not an expert at this at all. I've never installed a light bulb in my life, so I was really happy to have him help me. And so here he is installing a little base. If you've never done this before, basically he used the ground wire that's coming out from the ceiling to kind of hold that little faceplate up, and then screwed that in. Then apparently the first thing that you're supposed to do is there's a green and you can't see it here because I did a horrible job filming, but there's a green screw that you're supposed to wrap the ground wire from both the light fixture as well as from the top around it, and then screw it up, and then you just match up the wires, the white with the white and the black with the black. And then he put the little nuts down on it. There's like a little screws that came in, and then that was it. And then there was like a black little plastic piece that he had to unscrew, screw in the glass shade, screw in the light bulb, and that's it.
$300, please.
High five instead. Then it was time to remove all of my stuff, all the paint, all the supplies, what have you, and see what the floor underneath looked like. It wasn't perfect. There was some seeping from paint underneath the tape, but I think that's going to be okay with just scraping down with like a little knife or something. I haven't done it yet because too many things. Also cleaning up the mess that is in my little hallway, trying to put stuff together. This is my least favorite part, to be honest. I hate putting stuff away. If you can't tell, this is not my favorite part. But also decided that I'm going to make myself a little shelf in my laundry area. Not the perfect spot, but that's what I have because the garage is just too messy. Then I started going through my clothes, and here I'm trying on things and getting rid of things that I don't want, and that pile behind me where the TV is was starting to grow a bit more and more as I found things that I just don't wear and just don't care for. Putting stuff into the closet, and as you can see, those baskets, I want to touch real quick on those baskets. So as I was talking to my sister and a couple of neighbors, they mentioned that they have baskets for clean clothes, and for me, I designed the closet a little bit to fit one of those baskets on each side, because ultimately I know we're not going to be able to keep track of all of our clothes all the time because we're so busy. And while I don't necessarily want to live out of baskets and have all my clean clothes just in a basket, I think that's a better idea than having my clothes strewn around my bedroom, because that is just chaotic. And I honestly have no idea how this happened. It used to be so easy to do clothes, and all of a sudden I'm just living in a chaotic situation where the clothes just are everywhere, are taking over my life. Maybe it was a situation of too many clothes. It's possible, but I'm hoping that with this makeover and this process that I've gone through to declutter, things are just going to be so much better for us, at least for the things that we wear all the time, right? I am sure we're going to struggle, but I will keep you guys posted on how this process goes with the laundry baskets.
How much would you guys give me for something like this?
$5. I give you $5.
Whatever. You cannot have it. You know what? Maybe I'll put it down here.
You do you.
Maybe here.
Oh my God. This is what the shoes that we have left Some are trash, some are donations. And then I need to go through these boxes. Donations for clothes. And then here, I'm gonna try to sell these, most of these, this is mine, but the rest of them, I think I'm gonna try to sell them tomorrow and see if I get any money for some of my old stuff that I don't wear. Still a mess, but it's gonna take some time to get it better. And just to bring it all back into the beginning, this is what my closet looked like when I first started this adventure. It was overstuffed. It was filled with all sorts of boxes and things and clothes that we weren't wearing, but also the space was not very functional. As you can see on the bottom, there were some shoe racks that were inaccessible, very difficult to put anything in here, just the way that the rods were and the closet was. And here is the current state. The basket on the bottom, note. But here it is. It's not 100% done as far as clothes being put in. This is a lot of work and it requires coordination, and we just are, like I mentioned, busy. So we did as much as I did as much as I could with my clothes, my husband's clothes. I put some stuff in here, but I am going to have him put his clothes in there when he is free. There's still work to be done. There's still work to be done around the house. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you come back for the next one to see what I'm up to next week with the closet and other things in my house. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.